Hi everybody! Today I'm going to give you another tutorial on how to sew a skirt for your American Girl dolls. And first, you need a pair of scissors. And the pair of scissors is for fabric only, okay? You don't use a pair of scissors that you previously cut paper because it will not be sharp enough to cut your fabric. And next will be a measuring tape. Okay, and next will be a 10 inches long elastic, and of course you need some sewing pin like this, and you need fabrics. Okay, but last but not at least, you need a pattern. Okay, I drew this pattern myself, so basically I'm going to teach you how to draw this pattern in case you don't have one, and it's very easy to do, and all you have to do is get a piece of paper and draw a line on the top. That will be 3.5 inch wide, and on the bottom you'll draw another line that is 4.5 inches wide, and then from the top to the bottom is 6.25 long. Okay, so you just connect those two together and those two, and remember, let me see, this is my right side. Okay, so this will be your right side. Okay, on your right side of this side, you need to draw a little box like this and write it fold. And the reason I want you to label as fold, because when you cut your fabric needs to be fold, and you'll see what I'm saying in a minute. Okay, so once you have this drawn, you are going to cut your fabric. So this is what we're gonna do next. Okay, so I am using the fabric that I'm using is felt. This is felt. You can use any fabric you want, felt, cotton, or any fabric you want. So when you cut your fabric, first, because I already cut this fabric, but I'm going to show you how you cut yours. What you do is you will, let me grab another one. This is your fabric, okay? And what you do is you want to fold your fabric like this. You fold it. The reason I say you want to fold it because this is folded line. Needs to be cut on fold line. So what you do is grab your fabric and fold your fabric down like this, okay? Don't fold it too much because you don't really need that much. Okay, so once you lay it down on your cutting table, that's when I need to show you. Okay, on your cutting table, can you see? This is my folded edge here. This is folded, you see? Folded this way, right? Alright, so you lay your pattern down, which I have my pattern down. This is the pattern that I show you how you draw your pattern. But of course, once you draw it, you need to cut. You need to cut this piece of paper to the exact shape. And this is the one that I already have. So I'm going to just use this one for now. And you will lay your pattern down like this because this is a folded. I'll make it like this so you can see. This is a folded side. So you will lay it down like this because your fabric is folded right now, right? Okay, so now you can go ahead and cut. Just cut this way, and here. So once you cut, the fabric will look like, this is what I previously cut. So once you cut it, okay, will be like this. And this is the folded, right? Folded side. And you open it up. Ta-da! One piece is done. So you need to do that twice. You need to do another piece, another folded one, and once you cut it, you open up. So you will end up have two pieces like this, and one is front and one is back. Okay, so before we start, what we need to do is, this is the right side. This is the wrong side. The white is wrong side. This is right side, right? So what we need to do is we need to put right side together. So you see, right side is inside, right? Like that, right side together. And what we're gonna do is to sew one side all the way here. Okay, so give me a minute, I will sew and I'll be back. As you can see, I already sewed those two pieces together. Remember, right side together, just sew that one side, okay? So now when you open it up, you want to sew the bottom seam. The bottom seam, this is the top, bottom. You need to sew the bottom seam. So what you need to do is to fold it up, and you can finger press. Finger press means, if you don't have an iron, you can finger press. Okay, so finger press on the bottom. I'm just trying to make it quick for you, so I don't really care for the detail work, but when you actually making one, you want to be as accurate as possible, if you can see. So now you want to sew the bottom seam, and I'm going to do that right now. And you also want to using a matching thread, meaning, okay, so I just finished sewing the bottom. And with fleece, well, this is felt, I'm sorry. With felt fabric, you don't really have to sew the bottom seam because it's not frayed. It's not frayed that easy. But, it's up to you. It's always good practice to sew the bottom seam so that way you will have a clean edge. So the bottom is done. You see the bottom is done, right? So now we need to make a casing. We need to make a casing. Well, before we make a casing, we want to close this side as well. Okay, we need to close this side. See, we need to close this side. So I'm going to close this side as sew it together, right side together, and I'm going to do that. This is a very, very simple skirt tutorial, and I think anybody can make it, and I would love for you to make one in video response to my video. And you do need a sewing machine. If you don't have one, you can hand sew, but it's going to take a while to hand sew. So I would strongly suggest you to buy a sewing machine that is entry level. You can pick one up at Walmart, Kmart, and only costs you $70. It's cheaper than your American Girl doll. Okay, so now you see I have sewn two sides together and the bottom is done. So now I need to make a casing on the top. Okay, I need to make a casing so that way we can insert our elastic. So remember how you do a casing like last time when we made the cap. And what you do is to make a casing, and I'm going to just hand press. If you have an iron, please have your adult supervision. I don't want you to hurt yourself and things like that. Okay, as you're making a casing, you want to make sure you make wide enough so your elastic can thread it through. So this will be the casing, and I'm going to sew the casing. And remember, leave an opening. Leave an opening so that way you can thread your elastic through. All right, so I'm going to do that right now. And make sure when you sew the casing, don't sew the bottom piece. Okay, so as you go around it, you want to make sure the bottom piece is not underneath your top fabric. So remember, leave an opening, which is what I did. Leave an opening here like this. You see an opening here like that. Okay, so now I'm going to thread my elastic.